Am I the antagonist for naming my kids after villains? OP says, so it's all pretty stupid, but I thought I'd make a post since my family seems to want to make a big deal. Before the virus that shall not be named shut down everything, I had 2 beautiful twin girls. The names I picked out I kept a secret until I announced their birth and gender. Both names are from characters I love and hold near and dear. Their names are Azula, from Avatar The Last Airbender, and Eclipsa, from Star vs. the Forces of Evil. I made a post about it and everything seemed fine until I got a message in the family group chat. My mother was livid that I'd named my girls after 2 villains whose names won't, quote, represent my daughters well. I found out my brother told her who they were named after. I told her that the names don't define who they are. She didn't respond, but I come to find a long Facebook post about how I doomed my sweet little angels, and how names have weight and will affect how they turn out. All the comments are relatives agreeing with her, and how people these days will name their kids anything. I didn't name my kids Hot Dog and Cheese, like I don't get what's so bad. Anyways, I've been getting a lot of hate, if you will, from my family. It's making me genuinely wonder if I'm the antagonist for naming my kids after 2 villains. The top commenter says, yes, you're the antagonist. Your kids have to live with those names for the rest of their lives. They have to spell them out, they have to explain the pronunciation, and whenever it does pop up, they have to deal with people giving whatever reaction based on the shows. If you choose names that are more standard, there's at least ambiguity over whether they're called after a TV character or not. But this is up there with all the people who called their children Khaleesi during Game of Thrones. Think about what's best for your children, not your fandoms. Another commenter said, you're the antagonist. You are using your children as accessories to show who you are, not who they are. Besides, a name is not just a name. Names have a big impact on future job applications and the way people will treat you. I truly recommend this link. It's super interesting about the way names impact our lives and futures. I don't know if you care or if you only want to do you, but hopefully you'll give this decision at least a couple of minutes. Another commenter says, you're the antagonist for giving them ridiculous names that they will have to spell, pronounce, and explain their entire lives. Nothing to do with them being named after villains. Another user writes, I don't believe for a second your mother watched Avatar or Star vs. the Forces of Evil to know that those are the names of any villainous characters. Most likely she just thinks those are wildly stupid names to give to real children, and she's right. And you're the antagonist big time for naming your kid Eclipsa, because it sounds like a stripper or a drag queen's name. It's a sad day when the twin named Azula somehow wins the lottery in a crappy name game. Another user said, you're the antagonist. In elementary, back in the 90s, I had a classmate that shared the name with a cartoon character. It's actually a normal name, but whenever you hear the name now, and then, you would think of this cartoon character. His name was Bart. Man, did that poor kid get teased constantly about that. Oh, Bart, like Bart Simpson. Hey, Bart Simpson. Do the Bartman, say ay caramba, etc. Even adults knew the reference, and they would ask, oh, like Bart Simpson, a lot. Avatar and Star Verses are pretty popular with a wide group from kids to adult, especially Avatar. Those names aren't going to just simply be odd names when your kids get to school. Nostalgia is big business, and Avatar first released 15 years ago. Man, I'm old. And it's still being talked about today. It'll still be talked about in just another 5 years when your kids start school, and hopefully they're not teased as badly as my poor old classmate, Bart. Other users had similar stories. My son, Jesse, gets called Jesse James all the time. He hates it. He has hated everything to do with cowboys and westerns since he was a toddler because he associates it with that annoying name. There was a girl at my school called Lisa, same story. Lisa's such a normal name. We had an Austin Powers in my elementary school. The entire school would laugh whenever it got called out. It was a small school, so it happened a lot. This was the early 2000s.